The Valley is outpacing the nation for home sales, but since we're also a top place for people moving here from other parts of the country, what's that going to do to prices and inventory?
Yeah, October data from the Phoenix Realtors Board showed the Valley had a 3.8% increase in closed sales when compared to the first 10 months of 2024. When you compare the 2 months, October 25 and October 24, sales increased by almost 5%. Meanwhile, the U.S. saw a 1.5% rise in home sales, a mere pittance.
Very small. New listings in the Valley were also up. They went up 8% when compared to the first 10 months of 2024. Nationally, the data for the same period showed a decrease of almost 1%. Pending sales in the Phoenix Metro were up 0.5%. Pending sales nationally fell by more than 27%. What is going on here?
Yeah, let's talk to Tina Tamboer. Tina is a senior housing analyst at the Crawford Report, a company that tracks the Phoenix Metro's residential resale market. Tina, did these numbers surprise you?
No, not really. Once the mortgage rates came down below 6.5%, we really started to see those pending sales start to recover. We've had so far the best fourth quarter we've had in 3 years. And frankly, these rates haven't been this low for over a year. So over the last 3 years, we've only hit below 6.5% and stayed there consistently about once a year. So I think for buyers, they're definitely excited that they're getting some lower payments right now. And after being in a buyer's market now for a year, they're starting to see those sales prices have been drifting down. So it's a win-win for buyers right now.
Now, we saw this new study from Point Two Homes that shows Americans are moving less than ever. But Arizona is ranked number 7 for residential movement. Mesa was the number 2 city in the whole country. So a lot of people are still moving here. What do we expect that to do to inventory and prices?
Well, as far as what we're seeing in inventory, seasonally, this is the best time to be a buyer. We tend to see a nice little peak of inventory right about now. So as far as the population growth, that's always a good thing for demand, of course. But we're so low, it doesn't take very much to get a nice big boost in demand at this point. But you're not going to see the effect on price for a bit because you have to get the market out of a buyer's market before you start to see prices rise or anything like that. As far as supply is going, more so than the increase in demand, we're seeing an excitement over these mortgage rates, and sellers usually get excited first. They have to sell their home before they can become a buyer. So you tend to see the supply bump up and then the buyer demand starts to follow. And so that's where we are right now in the fourth quarter, starting to see that demand starting to come out in the fourth quarter. And this is great because this is usually a slow time of year. And that tells us that the first quarter of next year may be pretty positive for us, better than 2025.
Yeah, I was going to say, it wouldn't seem like the time of year most people would want to be, moving, around the holidays.
The holidays.
Right? Like, I got to figure
Christmas, and I'm moving. Yay!
And I got to figure out how to use a new oven for Thanksgiving. That doesn't work out very well, right? But so this is kind of unusual. Do we usually see what the rest of the country sees as far as trends go, like people buying and selling over the summer, even though it's a really hot time to do it here?
Not for us.
Yeah.
It's too hot for a lot of people. Our
right.
seasonality is such that if you're looking at retirement communities or the luxury community, they really don't like hot weather. So we tend to see a bit of a dip in the latter half of the year. We have a very strong season in right around starting mid-January to February, and then we go till about May. And then it drops off for the rest of the year. So any type of boost in demand in the latter half of the year is always a bonus for us. It doesn't happen very often. And also the stock market is doing quite well. After the first quarter dip that we had a slowdown in luxury sales, which completely has recovered. And we're having a total rally in the fourth quarter right now, especially over 2 million, which is, again, not normally something we see right about this time of year. So it's like, whoa, that's nice. Nice little boost. And ironically enough, too, another big boost we're seeing is sales under 300,000, which is something that, we've talked about affordability quite a bit. So the prices coming down on the lower end have really boosted those buyers to start looking at what they can afford. And that under 300 is a lot of condos. And that market's been very soft for quite some time. So it's good to see that.
Wow.
Nice.
Good stuff all the way around.
Tina Tamboer, senior housing analyst at the Cromford Report. We always appreciate your insight because, we have no idea.
Tina said yesterday to me, she said, you people are the most fun people I know at 5 a.m. So I hope we lived up to that, Tina.
Notice she said, you people. We know. We know.
I do my best.
Thanks for watching Arizona's Morning News. Click to watch more from KTAR News and hit the button in the middle to subscribe.